Magicians actually learn new tricks. How do you create a stage show? How do you know how to script your magic? And how do you create a cue sheet? I get those questions all the time. If you're new here, my name is Caroline Ravn. Welcome to my paradise of nonsense, of card tricks and entrepreneurship and making money online and how to create your own show. So in this video, I thought I'd talk about my top 5 magic books that I keep coming back to when it comes to magic, scripting, when it comes to creativity and all of that stuff. Make sure you stick around until the end because I'm gonna talk about a book that is not the same as the rest, but it's absolutely amazing and you're gonna get a lot out of that. And the first one I thought I'd mention is actually a book that is quite new. I don't think it's been around for even a year. I bought it in January at the session. So this book is called The Darkest Corner. It's written by Ben Hart and Neil Kelso. You can actually see that I have a bookmark right here because I'm working on something from this book. What I do like about this book, it actually brings in everything that I personally love as an entertainer. Creativity, it has scripting, it has how the trick is done, of course, but most of all, it brings out who Ben is. If you haven't checked out Ben Hart, you absolutely have to do that. He was on Britain's Got Talent not too long ago, so I'm gonna put that up here, so you're gonna have to check that out. He was really good. And that routine is actually in this book, hint hint. It's a new book in my collection, but I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot out of this book. The next book I want to talk about is not a book, it's a series, it's a library. It's everything that you need when it comes to magic, and it is, of course, the Tarbell course in magic. If you are a magician and you're serious about your craft, you have got to get this. Yes, it is so good. It's the best thing in my collection when it comes to old stuff that people are not doing anymore. Looking to create a show where you want to do something that no one else is doing, you should go back to the classics. When I did my first show, I wanted to do something with a banana. That's all I knew. So I looked into the index, searched for banana, and I found this trick about a banana being cut inside the peel. And I had just seen the new Star Wars movie, so I of course created the trick Banana Awakens. Highly recommend Tarbell Course in Magic. So for number 3 in this little series about my favorite books, I want to talk about this right here. I don't know where I put the actual cover for this, but this is Tom Stone's Maelstrom. This book has been around for like 10 years now or something, and it is amazing. You see all of these things in here? These are all tricks that I have in my show. Yes, I am serious. That's how many of the effects that I use from this book, like 7. Basically, my show is a rip-off of Tom Stone. I don't need this book anymore. That's not true. I mean, well, Tom is a friend and my mentor, but he's actually the reason I'm in magic. Did you guys know this? That book contains so many gems. If you're looking for a 30-minute show, if you're looking for 5 minutes for a talent thing, it's all in there. Highly recommend it if you're looking for things that actually work. If you want a routine that is well thought of, it's scripted well, it talks about where to put your feet. Just a simple thing as where do you put your feet? Those are things we don't think about as magicians. Well, we should, but Tom does that for us. If you're getting any value of this, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Turn on notifications as well so you know when the next video is coming out. Number 4 on my favorite books that I have in my collection are these classics. These are the Books of Wonder. Well, one thing that I do love is how they wrap them. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not just the tricks. I mean, he was an inventor. The things that he did, amazing. If you want to learn tricks that is like super duper tricky and you have to build everything yourself, this is definitely the books for you. And that's not why they're my favorite books. They are my favorite books because they have so much theory. It's amazing. I think it's like the first chapter in the first volume. He talks about misdirection, not as misdirection. He talks about it being direction. And that's something that I think about myself. I am a magician and I understand, like I do understand that my job is to fool people, but I don't like the feeling of having to fool them. So for me, it's more about entertaining them. And I think that for me, it's always been easier to entertain them when I understand that I am not misdirected. It's not like I'm cheating them of anything. So for me, I really like the fact that I am directing their attention in the way that I want them to. And there are so many great essays and theories in these books. You're gonna absolutely love them. There are a couple of questions that I get all the time, like, Caroline, how tall are you? Are you really from Sweden? Your English is amazing. Well, thank you. But one of the questions that I get asked the most is, how many tricks do you need to be a full-time magician? I understand the question. I understand where they're coming from. It's not about that. It's not about how many tricks do you need. It's about how you take your art to the next level and how you talk to the press, how you manage your business. But if you do want to talk, how many tricks do you need? How do you enter a restaurant? When do you give out business cards? The approach. This book is written by Jamie D. Grant. As you can see, I have marked this in so many different ways. This book is amazing. It's quite expensive if I am not mistaken. It has been worth every single penny. I absolutely love this. It says right here, how to book gigs, how to approach groups, how much to charge, how many tricks you should know, and more. This book has everything you need to become full-time. I think I bought it like my first year going full-time. As I said, there's like so many notes in here. So if you're taking this time right now to just decide to go full-time, go all in, and you don't want to listen to me all day, go buy this book. This is so good. So in the title, I just promised you 5 books, but I'm gonna go one step further and talk about this book right here. This book is called Maximum Entertainment. This book is actually the 2.0, and I brought this one because I mentioned in the book. It makes me very proud. And thank you so much, Ken Weber, for mentioning me in the book. It's actually so funny because I've been a fan of the first version of this book for so long. This book right here, I have to put this down, changed my life. It changed everything about how I do my business, how I do my shows, how I show up at gigs. If you're just gonna buy one of the books that I talk about, go buy this one. In all honesty, I think I have read this book probably 10 times. Not that I don't understand it, I do understand it, even though my dad is like, oh my god, Caroline, you don't understand the book if you have to like read it so many times. And why do you have to go watch the same movie twice? Because I like it, okay? It's basically about how you can direct yourself into becoming a better version of yourself in the show that you do. So it talks about simple tricks, like how do you make sure that when a heavy door is closed in a theater, it doesn't make a huge sound. If you have glasses, what to do. It talks about how you dress. It talks about lighting cues. It talks about every single thing that you need in your show except for the tricks. Well, the tricks you have to figure out by yourself, and I did mention a couple of books. So those are my top 5 favorite magic books and plus 1, even though that is not a magic book, but it is basically everything you need to create a show. So I do hope you enjoyed this. What are your favorite magic books? Is it anyone that I just mentioned, or is it something else? I'm always looking for new magic books to read, so I'd love to see what you guys are reading. That was it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! My name is Caroline Riv. If you're new here, welcome to my little... I just hit my book.